We're here today at the 2013 Bike Week. We're at Kawasaki. We're here with Mark. Hi, Mark. How are you doing today?
Great. How are you?
Awesome. We're here to talk about the new bike, the new 300. I understand that this is a whole new thing for you guys from the ground up. Can you give us a little bit of information about this wonderful bike that you got behind you?
Sure, I'd be happy to. This bike has been a huge success for us since we came out with it in 2013. So our prior model to this, the older 250 Ninja, was the best-selling unit that we've probably ever produced in an entry-level motorcycle. This takes it to an all-new level. It's an all-new frame, all-new bike from the ground up. So you have a 296cc engine. It's an inline twin. It has wider rear tire on the rear, full-size frame. You can ride this and park it next to any other sport bike, and it looks like a full-size bike. So we've engaged the full-size rider to get onto this bike instead of having a smaller rider that would predominantly ride the 250. Now all size riders can ride the 300. So there's some unique features on this. We offer an ABS. It now has fuel injection, what the 250 did not. And the coolest feature is it has a slipper clutch on it. So there are many 600cc bikes that don't even offer that as a feature. It's a standard feature on this bike. So it is designed to bring the entry-level rider introduce them into motorcycling and then have a completely sport bike experience without feeling that they're on a lesser than average bike like a 600 or a leader bike or 1,000.
So Mark, can you tell me about the chassis on this bike?
Sure, there's some unique differences on this. Other than the full-size bike that we talked about before, it's a larger chassis altogether. So starting at the front, you've got a pedal wave rotor in this. So this is the latest technology to help dissipate heat. So the older 250 didn't have that. So this is road race technology that's moved to production. So we want to make sure to include that on the bike. So you have full lower body work on the fairing and the lowers. You also have streamlined mirrors and controls. You have adjustability on everything going backwards on the bike. So you have comfortable seating to peg adjustment. Going to the back, you have an all-new Super Sport styled exhaust that looks like a 6 Series or a 1000 Series bike, going back to the fuller size rear tire over the prior 250 that we had to give it a complete sport bike package look.
And how about the fuel? What are the fuel requirements on this?
You can basically use pump gas in this, so 87 octane is fine. It gets about, I want to say, 48 miles to the gallon, so it's very fuel efficient.
That's great in this day and age.
So it's not only a sport entry-level bike where somebody can get that experience, but you can also use it as a commuter. You can use it as a second bike. It will be very popular in road racing clubs across the country as an entry-level class. You'll see classes for this pop up in different racing organizations, and it will be one of our best sellers of all time.
Now I understand we got a new bike also that you brought in, a new 636. You want to show us that and give us a little tour on that bike?
636 is brand new from the ground up again. It's an all-new platform, and just like the model we brought out in the mid-2000s, the 636 was our largest selling 6 of all time, so we can go over and look at that.
Okay, Mark, so now we're here in front of the 636, and wow, what an amazing bike. Can you tell me if everything we got going on here, all the bells and whistles, because it seems to be quite a bit?
Sure, like I said a while ago, this is all new again from the ground up, so we're really excited to bring the 636 back to the street because it was our all-time best seller when we had this model about 8 or 9 years ago. So if we move down the front to the back of the bike, you're going to see a number of features that were not available on last year's ZX6R. So the most noticeable thing is the new Showa big piston front fork. That is class-leading technology here on the 6 Series. It's got the double pedal wave rotors with oversized rotors to give you extra stopping capability. Has the slipper clutch, which is also a huge road racing feature that came from the track as well, that has now evolved to the street. So in talking about the engine, the 636 is the oversized displacement for the class. So 636 big bore engine. You have the slipper clutch. You have full traction control on this bike, just like our ZX-10R does, as well as the incremental power modes that you can switch to on the dash. So it is as close to a track bike as you can get for the street in the 6 Series class. So it starts a little under $12,000 at about $11,700, and we have an ABS model and a non-ABS model. Unlike the 300, which starts at an entry-level price point of $48,000 and goes up to $54,000, $55,000 for the ABS model.
Can you tell us a little bit about the cockpit up here?
Well, it's very rider-friendly, so you have all the instrumentation at one look. So you'll be able to see the power mode to switch to if you need to. It will show you all instrumentations on what the bike is doing at any given time. It will give you full adjustability on the power mode, as well as the traction control, all from the cockpit. So the rider has all of that at his fingertips. So you'll notice the rider seating looks very much like a track bike. So the rider is very comfortable. The seat peg adjustment height is all very comfortable for sport bike riding. The rider's not super cramped on the bike. It's very comfortable seating. The brakes, the pedals, gear shift and brake pedal are all very comfortable and fully adjustable for the ride height. The balance in the front to the back is very, very even on the bike and is fully adjustable, both compression and rebound damping.
And the same thing with the tires. I see that these are amazing. Can you give me the specs on these?
Well, we're using the OE tire for us is a Bridgestone on this bike, so they are fully rated for the competition level of this bike on the street and fully meets the power characteristics and everything this bike needs to perform at.
And thank you. I appreciate your time and filling us in on everything. They're amazing bikes, and we test rode them, and wow, amazing handling. Bravo, good job. And congratulations on Villapoto winning for your Supercross.
Well, thank you very much. It's been a great bike week. I hope everybody gets a chance to come down here. It's been a lot of fun. We've had a very successful week. We've had demo rides all week long, and a number of people have got to ride this as well as the new 300. It's been a huge success for Daytona this year.
Thank you, Mark. It's been a pleasure meeting you.
And she's bleeding, breaks just like she's done before. Okay.
What was that?
Nothing, no.